Hey everybody, it's Tracy from R&D Cigar Accessories. I hope that you had a wonderful holiday. Today begins another. Today is Umoji, the first day of Kwanzaa, which means unity. Let's try some of that. You know something? There are a lot of people, and let's just keep it real, there are a lot of people of color that feel as though someone is in competition with you when it comes to business, when you have nothing to compete with. I spent an entire afternoon. This is why I don't. This is why I do not associate myself with certain people. It's not out of hate or dislike. It's just that it doesn't align with where I'm at. Period. But when you sit down with people that have built something, that established something, that share this knowledge with you without any expectation of reciprocity, those are the people that I like to be around. And it doesn't matter what level. It doesn't matter if you've perfected a recipe that I want to know, and you're not, what is the new word now, gatekeeping, or anything. I don't understand that. So as we began Kwanzaa and a representation of unity, we need to come together. Imagine, and I've said this a couple of times, because there is no community that is more segregated and owned, established, and supported by people of color than cigars. And I would say this too, when I go to Houston, oh my God, it's like so freaking petty. I didn't deal with that in high school. I've always been a loner. I don't do the groups, a bunch of people. When the energy ain't right, I disassociate myself with people. Deuces. But listen, let me tell you something. I hear, well, they don't want smoke over here, or they want us to do that. We don't want to go over here, or they don't come to see us. Ugh. Imagine a consortium. I'm giving y'all free game of similar business types getting together. And I'm not talking about the festivals, because we're coming into January. So there's going to be a white party, a purple party, a pink party, a purple party every month. Everybody's going to go out, the fans, everybody's sitting down in the phones and all of that. It's not my vibe. But imagine a consortium to say, let's do something on the level of the big smoke. Not taking away from anyone in business. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not going to be responsible for how you perceive this message. I'm going to give it to you the way that I'm giving it to you. But how you perceive it and choose to chop it up is on you. But I'm giving you free game. But imagine if there was collectively an event that was held annually on the level of PCA and NOLA, on the level of Cigar Aficionado, where you had some of the biggest brands, whether they're boutique or whether they are some of the biggest, just well-known historical brands in the industry, from accessories, from cigars, to speak on different panels about that business. What motivated them to start that business? The cultivating. I get so many people, and I don't have 25,000 followers. Let me just say this. It's not about the followers and the likes. You get more people that pay attention to your stuff than the people that actually like. I average 30 to 45,000 views per month on my Facebook alone. I don't know 35,000 people. Show don't. People are paying attention. Imagine putting something together where everybody came together collectively and did it more like that, instead of worrying about, oh, they don't support black people, or I only support black-owned lounges. And I hear so much of that, It's not about non-supporting. It's just that if I see you as the individual and I know that this is your brand, you don't have to express that to me. Why don't we just support one another? Instead of saying, I've had to delete some comments about the recent event that I went to. Instead of saying, oh, well, you can support them, but you can't support us. I don't know about y'all, but I support everybody, whether you support me or not. And supporting sometimes is a like, is a share, is a recommendation behind your back of someone to go and sit in your establishment or support your establishment. And if there's something about it that I don't like, I'll still say something. Well, go on over there. But if you ask me my opinion, I can only give you my experience. I can't summarize everybody's because I don't know how everybody else feels, because I don't concern myself with that. But I think that there's too much and you could grow. So back to, I spent an entire afternoon. If you know me, you know that since I found out, was introduced to this brand 4 years ago at 8 Lounge, that I have been talking about it. El Satimo. Zaya Johan is the owner and CEO who built his business up. Yes, he bought the cigar company. He bought the brand. But how he established and cultivated it to understand, that's the win. I sat down with he and his wife, no entourage, no big, no Louis Vuitton, no big this and that, no bragging, I only deal with these type of people or anything like that. But to educate me more on the tobacco, to feed into me and my girl, she smokes cigars, of different ways that we can get together as women to build our business. And remember the conversations that we had at the event. And passionately, genuinely, just gave us some game. Those are the conversations that I like to have. Oh, I'm not going over here. So-and-so charged too much and stuff like that. I even hear it on my own. You go to my website, my hoodies are $50. The price is non-negotiable. If you understand the marketing mix, and if you've bought a hoodie from me and you see the quality, they're not going to shrink. It's not, they're not fleece. The raise, you pay for all of that. It's a business. And listen, it's a business. If you don't understand the business, Google it or chat GPT it now, because you could do that with everything. But if you understand the business of why someone, and let me just say this. Yeah, there are some of you out there that have an assumption that the price that you're asking for is comparable to what you see somebody else asking for when you don't have a comparable product. Unity. Just imagine that. So I haven't done one of these videos in a while. So I felt that, I had some things to say, so I'm doing a video. Sit down amongst people that you smoke cigars with, amongst people that you go get your hair done with. Whatever your industry niche is, whatever your industry business is, whatever it is that you want to do, sit down amongst people that have achieved that goal or are on a mission or a road to achieve a goal, and get together. Don't worry about, oh my God, if I tell them something and they might get it before me, that crab in a barrel shit. Oh, come on, stop it. I sat down one day. I said, I can't find these cigar picks. I can't find anybody consistently making them. Put it together, and now made it a business, made it a legitimate business, and just put your lips on it. It's trademarked. When I started introducing it, I started to see everybody wanted to all of a sudden add lips to their shit. We doing an opening. We opening up a restaurant. We having brunch. The lips on it. Yeah, okay, stop it. So now if you use my shit, you got to pay me for my shit, whether you want to buy it or not. So, first day of Kwanzaa. Unity. Get out your head, get out your own space, okay? And look within yourself and say, if I've been doing this consistently, putting in the work consistently, researching the knowledge in the business consistently, and I'm still not growing, then maybe I need to interact with some people that are moving on the scale. Or maybe I need to sit back, go back to the drawing board and reevaluate some things that I'm doing so that way I can elevate. People pay attention. People pay attention. And shout out to Ryan from Cigar Porn, who has, every time I see Ryan talking about your business, and told me years ago when I met him, he said, listen, he said, I got to a point, he was, give up, then elevate it. He said, Tracy, be consistent. That's it. Nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes you a darn thing. Nothing. If you know somebody, and I just recently had this conversation about somebody that I know. I've met some celebrities. I know some celebrities. Listen, if we not breaking bread at the house, then we don't have that type of relationship. I don't give a shit who you know, but if you do have those connections, cultivate them. If I knew somebody in the cigar industry personally, I'm not talking about that we met and we took a picture and I seen you at an event and we had a drink and all that. If I knew you personally, I knew your family, I knew your people, we can come to the house, we got that type of relationship, we out, we support. I'm using that information to how I can better grow my business, because I never sit down, not one day do I ever sit down about RMD cigar accessories, just put your lips on, or anything else that I'm doing in my life and say I should be where they are. Not that person. Be careful what you ask for, because you may not have been strong enough to take the journey that person took to get the blessings that they have, or to get the results in their business. You don't know what somebody's struggle was. So stop trying to be like everybody else and just be yourself. So, support Ryan, Cigar Porn, cigarporn.com. My girl Nat, she smokes cigars on all her social media platforms. RMD Cigar Accessories, www.rmdcigaraccessories.net. Just put your lips on it. We've got the hoodies, we've got the t-shirts, we've got the sweatshirts, unisex sizes. We ship nationwide. And we have the origin of the brand, our custom cigar pokers. This is my personal. I make them for whoever likes to use them, whatever lover of whatever leaf you enjoy. That's not my business. But you can find me in a couple of locations in Houston. How about that? Consistency. And be the representation of your brand. Because if you present yourself as trash, how am I supposed to look at your brand and say, oh, it's something I want to support? Happy Kwanzaa.